Hello everyone and welcome to the Tank Club. We're back on the High Isle PTS and today we're going to be looking at the big changes happening to the Tremorscale Monster Set next patch. So let's have a little look at what the monster set looks like now. So for the one piece we've got 1096 max stamina. For the two piece we've got when you activate a taunt ability on an enemy, you cause a Dune Ripper to burst from the ground beneath them after 1 second, dealing physical damage to all enemies within 4 meters and reducing their armor for 15 seconds. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds and scales off the higher of your physical or spell resistance. So there's a number of changes that have happened here. So the first one is the fact that this now reduces armor instead of physical resistance. So this means it is causing physical pen and spell pen. So it doesn't matter if you're in a magicka group, a stamina group, it doesn't matter if they're using staves or two-handers or whatever. This is active for all players now. This is just an armor shred, the same as Alkush, the same as Crimson Oath. The other change is the timing of the set. So previously, the debuff, the armor shred was for 8 seconds and it's now 15 seconds. And this effect can occur once every 10 seconds. It used to be once every 8 seconds. This is now easier to maintain to provide the armor shred because it lines and syncs well with Taunt and Yolnakrin, and it can be reset every 10 seconds. So it does fit a lot better in terms of maintaining it alongside your Taunt and things like that. Now, one of the things that has changed as well is this is now not a set value. So on the live server, it reduces physical resistance by a set value of 2,395. On the PTS, this is a adjustable value. And as you can see here, we've got 2,393 armor shred. We're reducing the armor by that value. Now, for me to be able to reach that, I have to higher my physical or spell resistance. So if you look here, for me to make Tremorscale the same amount of armor shred on the PTS as it is currently with the set value on the live server, I need to have 30,600 spell resistance. Obviously my spell resistance is the higher value, so that's the one that's been taken into account. That's how much resistances I need to be able to reach the value from the live server currently. Now, for me this is quite a bit of a challenge because in some situations you don't need to actually run this much resistance. In other places you might. Some people block more often, so you need less resistances. Some people block less, so you need more resistances. There's too many different situations. And also, the thing is, if you have less resistances, this is going to go down. So the value of this will decrease if your resistances are lower. Now, this does also have a situation where there is no cap to it. So the resistances cap in PvE content at 33,000. So if you have more than 33,000 resistances, it is a waste. They don't do anything. With Tremorscale, the more resistances you've got, the bigger the armor shred. So even if you've got 60k resistances, you're going to get a bigger value. It's uncapped at the moment. So if I just show you an example here, I've just buffed up my resistances. Now I've got 42,800 and my Tremorscale has now increased to 3,371. If I also use my armor buff, I've now got 48,800 resistances. My Tremorscale has increased again to 3,847. So if I stack huge resistances by using different combinations of stuff, you can see that I can get to 57,000 resistances. If I look at the value of my Tremorscale when we do that, 4,524. At 60k resistances, it's like 4,744 buff. Now, you've got to think that obviously to do that, I need to commit a whole lot of different stuff to get to that much resistances. So I'm obviously using Fortified Brass Reinforced. I've got Oaken Soul Ring. I've got a ton of stuff. I'm using the Master Sword on board. There's a lot of, you have to commit a lot to be able to reach that. So obviously it's not worth it. The problem is, obviously you could argue that Tremorscale is a two-piece set and it can provide a good amount of pen. So it's worth using it because it saves you using something like Crimson Oath, which is a 5-piece set to get a similar value. However, at the same time, like, there are too many monster sets to use at the minute. If we think about what monster sets do we need in a group, you're going to struggle to actually stick this on a main tank, I feel, in quite a few situations. Like, I don't know how you're going to find space for it. And the fact that, obviously, if you don't have 30,600 resistances, the buff is weaker than it is on the live server, although it does include reducing spell resistance. It's kind of a tricky one to kind of decide what we're going to do with it, because I don't know if I'm going to really want to use this. Obviously, in a trial group, we've got Nazare, we've got Incratis, we might have Spolder of Ruin. I feel like it's better off that we need to keep those in the group. And especially if you've got somebody using Alkosh, you're not going to need this anyway. So, it is kind of... It's a good change. It is a good change that it's now physical and spell resistance that it's reducing. But is it going to be used? I'm not really sure if it is. Now, that is just my opinion. I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see how things develop on the PTS, but I can't really see us using this when we've got people using Alkosh. I don't think it's going to be a replacement. I don't think we're going to start using Tremorscale and Crimson instead of one person using Alkosh. That doesn't make sense to use up 7 gear slots in a trial group instead of 5 to get the same thing. So we'll have to just wait and see. So those are the changes to the Tremorscale Monster Set. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.